Jake Morrison stepped off the transport ship and looked around the alien space station. The place was massive. Tall metal walls stretched high, blinking lights in strange colors flashed all around, and the air had a sharp, clean smell that made his nose twitch. Jake wore a black suit, polished shoes, and held a briefcase in one hand. In the other, a folder with important papers. He looked like any normal diplomat from Earth. Amy Foster, his assistant, walked beside him. She held a tablet, her hands slightly shaking. It was her first time meeting aliens too. "Remember," Jake whispered, "we're here to make peace, not threats." Amy nodded. "The meeting starts in 1 hour." They walked through long hallways filled with aliens of all shapes and sizes. Some looked like bugs, others like walking stones, and a few like floating clouds with eyes. Jake had seen pictures of them before, but in person, it was different. The aliens stared as they passed, making odd noises, clicks, rumbles, and strange hums. Though Jake didn't understand their words, he knew they were talking about the humans. A tall, blue-skinned alien with 4 arms approached. Its eyes were pure black. "You are the humans?" it asked, voice sharp like metal scraping. "Yes," Jake replied. "I'm Commander Jake Morrison, and this is Lieutenant Amy Foster. We're here for peace talks." "Peace talks," the alien said, almost laughing. "Follow me." More aliens joined them as they walked, each one unique, some fast and tiny, others slow and huge. Jake noticed the way they looked at him like he was beneath them. They entered a massive room with a high ceiling. In the center, a round table surrounded by 12 chairs, each shaped for different alien bodies. At one end were 2 small seats clearly meant for humans. Jake and Amy sat down. A huge alien, shaped like an ant but standing tall, stood at the table. This was Chairman Vexer, leader of the Galactic Council. "You wish to join us?" he asked. Jake nodded. "Earth offers technology, art, and new ideas. We want to trade, learn, and grow together." A bear-like alien covered in metal laughed. "What can humans teach us? You're weak, new to space, and barely have ships." "We come in peace," Jake replied calmly. Another alien, made of crystal, added, "Peace is another word for weakness." A floating gas cloud with eyes said, "We've watched your world. You fight each other. You pollute your planet. You're not ready." Jake stayed calm. "We brought trade proposals, art and samples. We want to show Earth's goodwill." Chairman Vexer raised a hand. "We've already decided. Humans are not ready. You may not leave your solar system. This meeting is over." Jake's heart pounded, but he didn't show it. "Is that your final decision?" "It is," Vexer said. "Guards will take you back. Leave immediately." As they turned to leave, a large, fur-covered alien blocked their path. This was Grethel, head of security. "Commander," Grethel said, "may we speak privately? There may be another way to help your people." Jake hesitated, then nodded. "Lead the way." Amy looked worried. "Sir, we should return to the ship. If there's a chance to help Earth," Jake said, "I have to take it." They followed Grethel down dim hallways. The lights flickered, and the air grew colder. They passed through old metal corridors and down metal stairs until they reached a thick steel door. Inside, Grethel said, "We can talk freely." The room was dark and dusty, filled with pipes and boxes. Jake stepped in, followed by Amy. Grethel shut the door behind them. Jake turned. "Now, tell me what you meant." Grethel smiled, showing sharp yellow teeth. "I meant to say you're about to die." The door opened again. 12 aliens entered, each armed. Some carried glowing weapons, others had clubs or curved blades. Amy gasped, stepping closer to Jake. Jake didn't flinch. He studied them, where they stood, what they held, and the only exit now blocked. "So," Jake said, "this was your plan all along." Grethel laughed. "Did you really think we wanted peace?" "The council just wanted to send a message," said a lizard-like alien. "Humans aren't welcome." Jake set his briefcase on the ground. Calmly, he unbuttoned his collar and rolled up his sleeves. "Are you warm, human?" one alien mocked. "No," Jake said. "Just getting ready." He looked at Grethel. "Are you sure you want to do this?" "I'm sure," Grethel said, grinning. "Goodbye, human." Jake's voice dropped low. "I didn't come here just." As a diplomat, he opened the briefcase. Inside were parts of something that clearly wasn't a normal tool. In seconds, he assembled a sleek weapon. "This," Jake said, "is what happens when you mistake peace for weakness." Amy pulled a device from her tablet bag. "Sir," she said firmly, "should I send the signal?" "Yes," Jake answered. Now, Grethel realized too late. "Kill them," he shouted. But Jake moved first, fast, precise, unstoppable. The first attacker missed. Jake struck hard and fast. Amy was just as quick. They didn't move like diplomats. They fought like elite soldiers. Grethel backed away, terrified. What are you? Jake aimed his weapon. I'm Colonel Jake Morrison, Reaper Squadron, Earth's best. One by one, the aliens fell. Grethel, the only one left standing, trembled. Please, he begged. I was following orders. Jake stared him down. Tell the council. Earth offered peace. We sent a diplomat and a soldier, just in case peace failed. Grethel ran at Jake, straightened his tie and turned to Amy. Think he'll deliver the message? She asked. Jake nodded. Oh yes, loud and clear. Here is your rewritten story in simple, natural American English. About 800 words long with smooth grammar, clear tone, and no repeated wording. Title: He warned them once, now the aliens know why humans shouldn't be provoked. Story. Grethel aimed his energy weapon, the biggest on the station. Stay back, he shouted. I'll end this right now. Jake Morrison didn't stop walking. You already tried that, he said calmly. How did that work out for your friends? Grethel fired. The energy blast lit up the hallway, slamming into the wall where Jake had stood. But Jake wasn't there anymore. Where did you learn to move like that? Grethel snapped, spinning around. Jake's voice came from behind him. Same place I learned to fight like that. Before Grethel could react, Jake twisted his wrist, and the weapon fell to the floor with a loud clatter. Earth has been preparing for this moment for years, Jake said. We knew that one day we'd meet other species, and we knew not all of them would be friendly. Grethel swung his free arm wildly. Jake ducked and stepped around him with ease. So, we trained our diplomats to be soldiers, Jake continued. We trained them to fight in space, on strange worlds, against creatures like you. Grethel broke away and ran down the corridor. Jake followed, not running, just walking steadily, like he already knew where the alien was headed. Grethel reached the main security room and slammed his hand on the panel. Nothing happened. He tried again. Still locked. Having trouble? Jake asked. Now behind him again. What did you do to my station? Grethel demanded. Nothing, Jake replied. But my assistant is very good with systems. Amy Foster appeared at the other end of the hallway, holding a small blinking device. All security's down. Weapons are offline. Communications are cut. Life support's still working for now. Jake nodded. Lieutenant Amy Foster, intelligence expert, combat trained, just like me. Grethel looked between them, sweating. What do you want? We want to finish our talk, Jake said. The one from the storage room. About what? Sending messages. At that moment, more alien guards showed up. Weapons ready, Grethel shouted. Kill the humans. They opened fire. Energy blasts filled the hallway, but when the smoke cleared, Jake and Amy were gone. Where'd they go? One guard asked. Check the vents. The tunnels, Grethel shouted. Then a soft voice came from behind. Looking for us. Jake and Amy stood at the far end of the hall, calm and ready. How? Grethel asked, shocked. We studied the station blueprints before we arrived, Amy said. We know this place better than you do. Impossible. Those files were locked. Not locked enough, Jake said. This time, the guards fired again, but Jake and Amy didn't vanish. They moved through the blasts like they saw them coming before they were even fired. Jake's weapon hummed quietly. The aliens' weapons clattered to the floor. In less than a minute, every guard was down. Jake walked toward Grethel. Last chance. Ready to hear my message now? Grethel nodded fast. Yes, tell the council this. Humans aren't weak. We came with peace, but we were ready for war. I'll tell them every human diplomat is trained, like I am. Every one of us, I understand. Tell them Earth doesn't need their permission. We offered friendship, we weren't begging. Jake stepped closer. And if you ever try to kill a human diplomat again, Earth won't send another negotiator. We'll send an army. Grethel shook as he led them back to the docking bay. The aliens watched in silence as Jake and Amy boarded their ship. Before the door closed, Jake turned back. Tell the council we still want peace. But we're perfectly fine being enemies too. The ship launched. Grethel stood alone, staring into space. Back in the council chamber, 12 alien leaders waited. Chairman Vexer spoke. What happened? Grethel stood in the center, still pale. The humans left. They were supposed to disappear. One alien said. There was an accident. Grethel replied quietly. Just not the one we planned. Explain. Demanded that human diplomat. He wasn't what we thought. He was a soldier. So was the woman. They killed 11 guards in minutes. Shocked voices filled the room. Impossible. One shouted. Humans are weak. I thought so too. Grethel said. I was wrong. Show us security footage. There isn't any. They shut it all down. One alien growled. 2 humans did all this. Grethel nodded. They wore suits and carried papers, but those papers turned into weapons. This was no accident. It was a message. Chairman Vexer leaned forward. What did he say? Grethel took a breath. He said Earth sent a diplomat, but also a soldier, just in case, and that every diplomat is the same. He said Earth doesn't need us, but we might need them. Silence. Finally, the crystal-bodied alien spoke. Maybe we misunderstood diplomacy. What do you mean? The tree-like alien asked. Maybe humans offer peace because they're strong, not weak. Chairman Vexer nodded slowly. Grethel, send a message to Earth. We need to talk again. What if they don't believe us? Grethel asked. Then, we'll prove it, Vexer said. Because if we don't, we'll find out just how dangerous humans can be when they stop trying to be friends.